Okay, welcome back to Katie's Homemade Life. Today we're going to make copycat Starbucks pumpkin scones. I'm just using pumpkin because I have a couple cans of pumpkin I need to use up before the year ends, and I figured fall's coming. What a great time to use it up. You could use orange juice instead, or vanilla bean, which that gets kind of expensive. I'm not buying that. So, okay, so let me get to the mixer and I'll show you what's next. Okay, so I'm starting off with 2 1/4 cup of all-purpose baking flour, and I actually had it in the fridge for a little bit. So I do have the container, but I wanted to make sure it was cold because when you're baking, you want to make sure basically everything you can is cold as possible. So 2 1/4 cup of flour, and then 1/4 of a teaspoon of baking soda, and then 2 teaspoons of baking powder. 2 teaspoons, yeah, baking powder. Make sure I follow directions this time, because if you remember my last video, I didn't follow the directions. Okay, so we're gonna whisk those real quick. I don't know, especially with the all the dry ingredients. We're gonna do the dry ingredients separate, the wet ingredients separate, it said, and then add them together and get them out on the counter real quick. You gotta kind of move fast because it is important that it all stays cold, and it will work best this way. So now 3 tablespoons of of sugar. 1, 2, 3. I'm just mixing them again. And then, let's see what else. Oh, and then I have here a 1/4 cup of brown sugar that was packed, and I just put it in this bowl so I have it ready. And then, I keep losing my, okay. I think it's harder with the whisk, but that's just my opinion. I think because I'm one-handed right now. All right, let me get the cold butter out of the fridge, and then I'll show you how to mix this in. Okay, I forgot to add the, I'm adding the pumpkin pie spice. It's literally everything. If I'm in the description box below, I'm going to put the recipe that I'm loosely using. And she asks for like nutmeg, ground ginger, all that stuff. And I don't have it, but it's everything that basically is pumpkin pie spice. So this is what I'm going to use instead. If you have all those things, use them, but I'm just using what I have. So let me add this in. I'm probably going to do 2 teaspoons of it. 2 big teaspoons of it. And then now I'm going to add my, well, I want to whisk that real quick. Then I'm going to add my cut up butter. So it's a cup of butter, which is, no, half a cup of butter, which is a stick of butter. So complicated. Can you see the mess that I've already made? There's flour on my floor for my toddler. It's just going to be real fun to clean that. Okay, so I'm going to put this in, and I bet you it's not going to come. So I'm going to put a little bit at a time. There's still some left. It's just going to be easier for me. See, he stole my, there it is, okay. He stole this earlier, and I had to take it back from him. So, as you can see, this is, you can get this for just a few dollars. I think I paid 99 cents for this. Like a thrift store, but you could buy it anywhere. And they sell them at Walmart, I think even maybe the dollar store. And it's just so worth it. All right, let me cut. I need 2 hands to do this. So basically you're just cutting the butter into it to make it nice and flaky crust. So hold on. Okay, so this is what it looks like now that I cut in the butter. And it took me just like 2 minutes to do it, but it was so much easier adding half the butter and then adding the other half of the butter. And now I'm going to show you in my mixer. You could do it in another bowl. I'm just using my other bowl because my toddler decided that he was going to have a flower party in my other nice pretty bowl. So I'm going to use it in my mixer, the wet stuff, and then we'll combine it. Okay, so I've put in 1 egg, and then I'm going to add, let's see. Okay, so I made my own homemade buttermilk because I'm not going to the store for buttermilk, and I wasn't going for all those ingredients that I was missing, so I substituted it. My grandma Warren taught me this with the buttermilk. It's, you just take the milk, 1 cup of milk, and then 1 tablespoon of vinegar, just white, regular distilled vinegar. I've read you could do apple juice too. Not apple juice, oh my god, not apple juice. Apple cider vinegar. And I read online even lemon juice, but I don't normally keep that on hand, really. So, and you don't have to use organic honey, I'm just using what I have. I bought that probably like a year ago when I had a sore throat, so. And then a 1/4 cup of pumpkin puree. All of this was in the fridge, and then I just pulled it out now because I'm just trying to keep everything cold. It's what the recipe said, so I'm just trying to follow directions this time. Okay, so this is 3.5 tablespoons. Let's see. Okay, 1, 2, 3. And then we'll see. I kind of messed up, so a little less. It was a little less than a tablespoon, so I did the 3.5. That equals it. Okay, Wesley. And then my 1/2 cup of pumpkin puree. And make sure it's just pumpkin puree. It doesn't have anything, all the other junk in it. You know, just regular pumpkin puree. I got mine from Aldi last year. It was like $1.25. They have it at, you know, Walmart. It's always in the baking aisle towards the bottom of the shelf. And I'm gonna add, it says a teaspoon of vanilla. I just eyeball it. Actually, I'm gonna add the rest of this because I'm trying to get rid of this one I have. And then my honey. Hopefully it's gonna work. Alright, I'm gonna try with my other hand because I'm not strong. Okay. Alright, so I got the honey. So there's a teaspoon? No. Tablespoon of honey. Okay, I'm gonna have to add a little more honey. And I'm gonna get ready to combine them, and then I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, this is what it looks like when it's done mixed. I'm going to add in some of the dry ingredients now. Oh, my child stole my spoon. Thank you, Wesley. Okay. So I'm just gonna, I'm afraid I'm gonna get it everywhere, so I'm just gonna add it a little at a time. And then this is really important. You don't want to over mix it. And I know it sounds weird, but I put this bowl of flour, I put it back in the fridge while I was doing the wet ingredients, so it would stay nice and cold. If you don't have room in your fridge, you know, just do the best you can. I actually had room for once in my fridge, so. Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit of this. And the reason why I'm using this too is because I actually have a knead. I haven't even had this thing a year. I have a knead attachment to it, so I'm going to use this. You don't have to use this. In the description box below, in the recipe, she does everything by hand. So I'm just showing you easier because I only have one hand. So for my holding on to my camera. So Wesley, please. Okay, see, yeah. Oh yeah, Blue's gonna love that. Okay. Yeah, you just ruined Blue. That's nice. So nice of you. Okay. And I do have this on my lowest setting, though it doesn't really sound like it. Okay, let's, well, not gonna work. I saw they have like a blocker so you don't get everything everywhere. I need one of those. Maybe Santa Claus will bring me one. Okay. Oh, let me hurry and get the attachment switched, and I will show you what it looks like, because I don't. Now I know I'm pressed for time because of keeping it cold. I feel like a crazy person saying this. I made, what did I make? When I made homemade biscuits, which first time ever actually made them and they came out decent. I used that homemade buttermilk that I don't. And you know what? I didn't use everything cold and it still came out good. So I'm probably over exaggerating with this, but I did make scones one time with sweet potatoes. I saw a recipe and I tried it and it came out really good. So now I'm using pumpkin today. Okay, let me get the attachment switched and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so it's kneading right now, and then I will show you what it looks like and once I get it on the counter and get ready to cut it. I did decide to add some mini semi-sweet chocolate chips into it. I didn't have a lot left. I had maybe a third cup left, so I just threw those in there just to use it up. You don't have to do that. It doesn't say that, but anyway, I can use it up. Okay, so I floured my counter. I have the oven to 425 ready to go, and then I have my baking pan with my parchment paper on it. Make sure you put parchment paper, or you'll be sorry like I was last time. So let's see, this is what it looks like. I feel like it didn't really knead it very well, so I'm gonna knead it a little more on the counter, and I'll have it cut and ready and then show you. Okay, so I kneaded it a couple times so that the mixer actually did work. So you just knead it, you know, probably needed it for about one more minute, but it came out good. It's all over my counter, but it's okay. It's a little messy, so be prepared. I'm going to cut it into eighths. It's to put your knife in flour and then cut it into 8. You know, I'm just going to do half, half, and half. I'll show you before I put it in the oven. I just want to show you before I cut it all the way. So I cut it in half, and then I cut it again, and then I'm going to cut as you can see, I started to cut it, and I'll make that into 2, so then I'll have a total of 8. So this is what it looks like. Now it's going to be fun to get it on the mat. So I just floured my spatula, and I'm getting them on the oh, see, just gotta, and then I'm just putting them on here like that, so it's easier. Okay, so now I have half and half, and it's just take a couple tablespoons and just I made a huge mess. Just kind of coat them with the half and half, and I'll show you what it looks like after I've done it. Okay, so this is the lovely mess that I've made. But this is what they look like before they go in the oven at 425. So while the scones are baking in the oven, I'm going to do 1 cup of confectioner sugar. And during the baking season, you can really get it for really cheap. I had got 2 bags and I still have 1. This is one I just opened. And then a few tablespoons of half and half. I'm going to start with about 1 tablespoon, whisk it, and then whisk it another 1. I had to use about 3 tablespoons of the half and half. So I'm just waiting for the scones. I'll whisk it real quick before I put them on, and then they'll be ready to go. And while I'm waiting, I'm going to make myself a cappuccino. I don't normally do that. I normally just do like half and half, but I am going to today. This is just gonna do latte, and then I'll mix mine in there, my milk. Okay, so this is what they look like. I put them in for 13 minutes at 425. They don't look beautiful, but I bet they'll be tasty. So I'm gonna let them cool off. It says for no more than 10 minutes, and then add the icing, and I'm gonna froth my milk and get my cappuccino ready. Okay, so I've got my cappuccino ready, And there's what it looks like. I didn't do the pumpkin powdered sugar one either. I just did the powdered sugar and a little bit of 3 tablespoons of powder, half and half in it. And I just used the whisk to get it to come out. So it looks like it came out good. It seems not so dense. It seems nice and, I know people hate this word moist, but it doesn't seem so dry. And the pumpkin, I know that's what it does. Because when I made them with sweet potatoes, it was the same way. So if you don't like pumpkin, you could do sweet potatoes instead. And so thanks for following me. Make sure you follow me on Instagram, Katie's Homemade Life. And I hope you try it. Let me know down in the comments if you tried it or if you're going to try it a different way. And I'll see you next time. Make sure you like and subscribe. Bye.